Hello everyone, Ducky Wucky here. I've been experiencing a great deal of physical fatigue recently, so I haven't been able to make my usual content. So instead today I decided that we should do some clickhole quizzes, which is basically like BuzzFeed quizzes if they were evil. You're gonna figure it out as you go along, don't worry. Okay, so I have a couple up here, but we're gonna start strong with how many of these harebrained schemes to save your parents' failing marriage have you tried? Your parents' relationship is falling apart, and you'd do anything to keep them together. How many of these harebrained schemes to save their failing marriage have you dreamt up? This feels insensitive. Check off all the harebrained schemes to save your parents' failing marriage that you've tried. So I am going to be honest because I am curious about what would happen if I check exactly 0. But I'm still beyond psyched to read these. Buying them a 30-year-old dog-eared copy of the Kama Sutra at a used bookstore for $7. Slipping $20 into their marriage counselor's shirt pocket, patting them and whispering, "Make them kiss," in a threatening tone. What, like Barbie dolls you play with when you're 10? Forcing them to play a game of Boggle at gunpoint. Replacing their toilet with one that only works if they both use it at the same time. Reminding them of how bummed God would be if they break their sacred vow they took in front of him. Listen, as a Catholic, not the worst advice, okay? There's better, but there's worse. Hiring a hypnotist to hypnotize your dad into thinking your mom has been. I hate this. I hate this. Making them believe they ran over a child so they bond over their dark secret. Giving them both Brazilian waxes while they sleep. Taking out a commercial during Wheel of Fortune, touting the benefits of a loveless, lackluster marriage. Keeping them so drunk that they both don't recognize who the other one is. Stocking their pantry with 3 years' worth of rations and welding their doors shut. Putting a dried out dolphin in their bathtub to force them to set aside their differences and work together to keep it alive. Clapping for them whenever they're getting along and booing them whenever they're not. Traveling back in time to try to make your dad smell better. Buying them a beautiful double casket with their names engraved on it. Reminding them how much dating sucks when you're old and ugly. Okay, so if I'm being honest, I've chosen nothing. So let's see what the results are. Yikes! You've hardly tried any harebrained schemes to save your parents' marriage. It's almost like you want them to split up. They're heading screaming toward a divorce right now, while you're standing idly by, barely making any misguided attempts to trick them into falling back in love. Do you even care about getting the family back together? Because it sure doesn't seem like it. I think that's delightful. If you were able to check any of these, please comment down below, and I will personally Venmo you $5. So I picked this one because I cannot possibly see it going past one question, but I know it does, so I'm really curious where this is gonna go. So this one is called, Should You Eat Your Own Brain or Become a Millionaire? There are 2 types of people. Those who like to have $1 million and those who like to get their own brain out of their skull somehow and then eat it. If you're not sure which of these paths is right for you, we've got you covered. Oh, so it's not your preference. It's like I haven't decided yet. What's your ideal Saturday night? Buying several cars and diamonds, spending a quiet night at home watching Netflix and eating my own brain. Saturday? Saturday. But that seems like a lot of work, so I'm kind of toggling between these. Does your brain seem delicious? No. I am actively fighting against it most days, so no. If you were to acquire $1 million, what would you do with it? Live the high life, or hire celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay to crack my head open like an egg and serve me my brain on a plate. So I'm going to say, I do want to meet him, but I'm going to say live the high life. Oh, which of these foods do you want to eat the most? They all look gross to the point where genuinely, given my sensory issues, heck no. Heck no. Heck no. This does actually genuinely look the least gross. I'm not even gonna lie. Do you strongly agree, somewhat agree, neither agree nor disagree, somewhat agree, or strongly disagree with the following statement? Yum, my own brain. Strongly disagree. Consider the following fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a witch with $1 million. What was your emotional reaction to this fairy tale? Scared because there was a witch. Sad because I didn't have $1 million. Angry because the witch didn't eat her own brain. So I'm gonna say scared there was a witch. Because I just don't mess with that. But I would try to convert her to Catholicism. How would you describe your skull? My skull is a place to put an expensive hat that I bought using some of my many dollars. My skull is a cruel coconut that conceals my dinner from me. So I'm going to say it's a hat place. When you are sick, do you like to buy medicine or eat your own brain? But buy medicine. Oh, the results are in. Hey, neat. According to your answers on this quiz, you're the kind of person who should become a millionaire. You like using money for things like food and medicine, and you don't even care what your brain tastes like. When you see a diamond, you think, oh yes, gimme, gimme. And when you're at a restaurant, you think, instead, I will eat an expensive fish instead of my brain. This is the classic behavior of someone who likes to have $1 million. Get out there and live your truth. So this one seemed a little more normal on the inverse of the previous, which made me extra intrigued as well. I'm sorry, 9 Freddy Krueger quotes you should never repeat to a pregnant woman. 5 home-cooked meals I've left out for Spider-Man. Okay, J. Jonah Jameson. Finding the right words to comfort someone after the death of someone close to them can be difficult, but you have to try your best. How many of these things have you said to comfort someone after the loss of a loved one? If it's any consolation, at least my husband is still alive. Don't worry, he'll crawl back out of the grave in no time. Maybe it wasn't your son who died, but rather someone who looked a lot like him. Are you sure it was a permanent type of death? I would say that. Why are you so sad? It's not like you were there. They're in a place now. Terrible. Someone died. Gross. I'm gonna put that. Do you have any other husbands you can grow old with instead? At least you won't have to wash their dishes anymore. Oh my gosh. They're up in heaven with Jeffrey Epstein now. They should have been more careful not to get so old. What's the big deal? There's nothing wrong with being dead. I would say that. Oh, what? Soon they will be buried deep in the ground, and you can forget all about them. Are you sure you care? I'm so sorry. Here are 3 blueberries and a sponge. I invented Crispix. You need to learn to love people who stay alive. As someone who doesn't believe in death, I'm sure your husband is still alive. I'm here to beatbox for you whenever you're feeling sad. Oops, I just inhaled their ghost. It was a real blank move for them to die on you like that. It was a real blank move for them to die on you like that. At least it wasn't me. Oh, I love the tags. Comfort, consolation, death, grief, mourning, sadness. Wow. Apparently, you're a heartless piece of garbage. Because you have said practically nothing to comfort those in the throes of grief. What the heck is wrong with you? Even saying something as simple as natural selection has picked off another dud, and that is a good thing, can be so healing to someone who's lost a loved one. Yet, you can't be bothered to muster even the tiniest bit of compassion for those who desperately need it. You Grinch. This one really intrigues me. I just gotta say, right off the bat, because I am interested in knowing, are you Craig, Stephanie, Uncle Blaster, Amanda, or Professor Junk? Craig, Stephanie, Uncle Blaster, I want to be him, Amanda, or Professor Junk. There are 5 of them that you can be, and it's time to know which. Everybody is one of them, and nobody is all of them. And so can someone be more than one, though? And knowing which one you are will change your life in either a good way or a bad way. It's time to learn the big information. Are you Craig, Stephanie, Uncle Blaster, Amanda, or Professor Junk? Take this quiz to find out. What is your favorite cocktail? Old-fashioned, gin and tonic, a colorless, odorless liquid called sleep milk, Moscow Mule, motor oil, the same black nectar that feeds my machines. So I'm going to say, I like wine. I don't know if that's what that is. That's all I drink. And that's like once a month. So I'm going to say old-fashioned? I don't know. It's just like something Stephanie would say. What's your ideal Saturday night activity? Researching ways to cheat at various sports and games, watching a movie with friends, hanging out near burning buildings and selling sleep milk to firefighters. Sorry, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia character managed to find their way into this quiz, and it's blowing my mind. A quiet night with a glass of wine and a good book, pointing at all machines I invented and shouting, "Behold!" Watching a movie with friends. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be Stephanie. Because I'm being honest. That's the problem. Like, I'm being honest. There's gotta be one where I just start goofing. What is your lifelong dream? Winning the Super Bowl by telling lies and messing around with people's equipment. Opening a bed and breakfast in the mountains called Stephanie's Hideaway. Appearing on the cover of New Types of Milk magazine alongside the headline, an interview with Uncle Blaster. The inventor of Sleek Milk talks to us about marriage, smiling, and tracking down the people who wronged him. Traveling to Paris, inventing a gizmo. Traveling to Paris. What's your hidden talent? I can get umpires and referees to make decisions they don't agree with using deception and or blackmail. Craig, I'm good at karaoke. I am. I can communicate telepathically with the angel who spits sleep milk out of her mouth, so anytime I'm out of sleep milk to sell to the firefighters, I can just think the word more, and the angel comes down from heaven and spits a swamp's worth of sleep milk into all of my buckets. Terrible. I'm actually amazing at mini golf. With these hands, these mere mortal hands of flesh and blood, I sculpt and bring forth titanium gods, whose plans for humanity are as detailed as they are cruel. I'm a really good singer. I can't even lie. I do opera, and I'm that theater kid who does theater songs during karaoke. So actually, I suck for doing that, but I am a good singer. What kind of car do you drive? A stolen Zamboni, a hatchback. I think I drive a hatchback. The Blastermobile, a station wagon. I actually don't know what I drive. A steam-powered tangle of pistons, wheels, and blades I call Death's Chariot. Hatchback? How many machines have you invented? 0. Oh, wait. I want to look at the tags. Cheating, inventions, Professor Junk, quizzes, sleep milk, Uncle Blaster. Wow. What? Stop it. No, this can't be true. Hey, cool. Turns out you're Craig. I fully reject this. You love to cheat at sports, and you've invented 0 machines. People know you as the kind person who loves to break the rules in order to win things unfairly, and when they need a new type of machine, they avoid calling you. You look like Craig. You act like Craig, and you're Craig. Awesome. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? I think this is based on these 2 questions. How many of these notes have you written to your waitress on your receipt? Whether it's to flirt, express disappointment at your service, or simply spread the word of God. Amen. Even though that's joking. Amen. A restaurant receipt is a great place to leave a little note for your waitress. How many of these notes have you written to your waitress on your receipt? Check off all of the notes you've left your waitress on your receipt. Sorry, no money, but here's a drawing of $6. Thank you for not getting very many croutons in my water like I asked. I'd like to see you again. Unfortunately, this is my first and last time ever eating food. Great job with the plates and cups and everything. My apologies, but I am too shy to pay. I thought you would be the most beautiful thing I'd see all day, but then I saw this receipt. Hope my phone number is better than a tip. Guy who ordered 7 orders of macaroni bites and insisted you didn't let me have any water. Thank you for letting me order alcohol, even though I'm clearly 11 years old. It truly means a lot. You were an amazing waitress. Thank you for taking the time to explain all of the different types of syrup and which flavor of syrup you would date if you had to choose, and repeatedly reminding me not to pour syrup on my salad. It was all very helpful. Me, you, bathroom, July 13th, 2039. Thank you for telling my disabled son to shut the up. I wish I would have done that a long time ago. That's terrible. I'm sorry you died mid-shift. Here's $11. I hope it helps. No one will believe me when I tell them my waitress was Jimmy Fallon. Thank you for the wonderful ultimate endless shrimp experience. I'm sorry that I am still eating the shrimp. We are going to be here a while. I know this is my Home Depot, but I still consider you my waitress. I am a happily married man with 2 kids. Despite loving my family very much, for the past few years I've been having an online affair with another man. Recently I discovered that he had passed away in a car accident. Since no one knows of my relationship with this man, I'll call him Harold. I have no one to comfort me in my grief. I'm considering traveling to Harold's funeral, which is in another state, to help gain some closure, but I do not know what I'd tell my wife. I suspect she can detect that something is wrong. Nothing physically ever happened between us, but I have no idea how she would react if she were to find out I'm attracted to men. I have been a nervous wreck about how to handle the entire thing, but my experience today at Hooters was so unbelievable that I think I now have clarity on how to move forward. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Great taste of food. Mustard fingerprint. Ah, appetizers rock. I see that you have billed me for a glass of pepperoni. Ma'am, I did not order this, but I will gladly pay for it. Photorealistic drawing of a Na'vi from Avatar eating a Cheddar Bay biscuit. I want a Cheddar Bay biscuit so bad. Tap water was great as usual. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I repeatedly mistook you for Whoopi Goldberg. My apologies to Miss Goldberg as well. Please take this beautiful song in lieu of a cash tip. Da da da, bebop. De doop da doody, woo woo woo, ah wah 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 de doop. Show results. What's the matter? Are you too broke to eat or afford a pen or something? Let's get serious here. There's plenty of room at the bottoms of receipts to write stuff, so get to work. Just following up on that creepy message I wrote in blood on your bathroom mirror. Hope you've been well. Just circling back to get your thoughts on that message I left on your bathroom mirror the other night, the one written in blood. If you have any availability today, I'd love to hear about your experience. Thanks in advance. Would you kindly confirm receipt of the bloody note? Would you kindly confirm receipt of the bloody note I left on your mirror at 3 a.m. a few evenings ago? For your convenience, I'll relay it again here. I can't wait to wear your face. Yes, I received your creepy message. No, I was not aware of your creepy message until now. Of course I would have been. Would you say that you were frightened by my message? Yes. What was your reaction upon discovering my message? More specifically, did you scream? I just want to ensure this experience is as frightening as possible for you. I gasped, but I did not scream. No, I was already screaming about something else. When I saw your message. Is this the first time you've received a bloody message on your mirror, on your bathroom mirror? Yes. No, I have previously received one other bloody message on my bathroom mirror. No, I have previously received many other I have previously received a message on my bathroom mirror written in feces but not blood. Okay, so yes. When it comes to bloody bathroom mirror messages, is it important to strike the correct tone? When it comes to bloody bathroom mirror messages, it is important to strike the right tone. Which of the following words would you say best describes the tone of the message you received? Unhinged. Please indicate how strongly you agree or disagree with the following statement. The bloody note on my bathroom mirror made me terrified about the prospect of my own impending death. Somewhat agree. And please indicate how strongly you agree or disagree with the following statement. I am ready to die in a violent, gruesome fashion. Note, your responses will have no influence on the matter and will be used for internal purposes only. Somewhat disagree. I don't know, I'm nice. Is it ideal? No. But maybe I could pray for the person and forgive them. So that'd be a slay. In interest of transparency, it should be noted that the message on your mirror was written in dog blood, not human blood. Does this disclosure change how you feel about the note? Yes, it makes the note more scary. This was not included in my original message, but please know that there is no escaping me. Makes sense, sounds good, thanks for letting me know. I am disappointed to hear this. Please don't kill me, I'm not ready to die. I will note this in my records. Yeah, I am disappointed to hear this. In terms of when I come to cut your face off, it is mine. I will wear it. Do any of the following items work for you? Tonight, 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 tonight. Tonight. Great. I think I have all the information I need. However, I'm looping in my associate Joseph here. If after this conversation you still have any questions regarding the gory note I left in your bathroom mirror, please reach out to Joseph and he'll give you any of the answers you need. Nice to meet you, Joseph. Oh, hope that didn't mess with anything. Nice to meet you, Joseph. I'll be sure to reach out if I have any questions. Yeah, stay hopeful for the future. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for that time. I'll touch base later tonight when the time comes for me to cut your face off. See you then. Thanks, you then. Let's see. Thank you for your feedback. The information you provided will be used to ensure that your experience getting your face cut off is as terrifying as possible. Your death is imminent. Oh my god! Can you teach Big Bird to act appropriately in court during his upcoming murder trial? Big Bird is some kind of huge chicken who might have recently killed a person. He has to appear in court next week to stand trial for murder. Unfortunately, Big Bird has no idea how you're supposed to behave in court, and if I left him to his own devices, he will cause lots of problems for himself. He needs some coaching. Can you teach Big Bird to act appropriately during his upcoming murder trial? Take the quiz to find out. Right off the bat, it's important to know that Big Bird is accused of killing an ambassador from the French consulate in New York City. The man was discovered disemboweled and a huge pile of big yellow feathers was found next to the body, along with the words "Bag Bird" written in blood. How would you advise Big Bird to explain away this evidence? I would instruct Big Bird to tell the jury that the feathers probably came from Grover. Sounds like we've got a killer named Bag Bird on the loose. I'd tell Bag Bird to tell I'd tell Big Bird to tell the police to look for Bag Bird. I would instruct Big Bird to tell the jury that the feathers are his, but he found the French ambassador after he was already dead and tried to bring him back to life by dumping a pile of feathers on him. Lots of people shed big piles of yellow feathers when they're killing people. They could have come from anyone. I tell Big Bird to just ignore it. So I'm going to say, pin it on Bag Bird. No question. One thing that's important to know about Big Bird is that he's obsessed with teaching lessons. This makes him a good fit for Sesame Street, but when he's not on Sesame Street, he carries around a trash bag filled with large assortment of spiders, cockroaches, and other insects, whom he refers to as his students. Periodically, Big Bird will open up the trash bag filled with bugs and shout educational things like, "The letter J is coming to kill me," or "French is just Spanish spoken in a deeper voice." If he pulls this in front of the jury, it's not going to win him any goodwill. How would you discourage this behavior? I would tell Big Bird that the bugs and spiders in his trash can already know everything and are professors at Harvard, so there's no need to continue to teach them stuff. I would donate the bag of bugs and spiders to Syria and tell Big Bird that his students joined ISIS. I would drop a calculator in the trash bag and tell Big Bird that the bugs and the spiders are learning math from the calculator, so services are no longer needed. I'd actually let Big Bird keep yelling lessons at the bugs. Maybe a few jury members also like to carry around a big bag of insects and teach them things, so they'll find Big Bird more relatable. I think this is the best way to go. According to Big Bird, his alibi for where he was at the time of the murder was that he was looking at Elmo. Elmo cannot confirm whether or not this is true, because he says that on the night of the murder, he was in an unconscious trance. Trance-like state brought on by the music of Frank Zappa. So Elmo has no memories of what happened that night. How would you suggest Big Bird alter his alibi? I would urge Big Bird to include very specific details in his alibi, such as where he was looking at Elmo and what Elmo was doing while Big Bird was looking at him. I would urge Big Bird to include specific details in his alibi, such as whether or not he was looking at Elmo in the dark or looking at Elmo from far away. I would tell Big Bird to change his alibi from looking at Elmo to staring at Elmo. I would tell Big Bird that his alibi, that any alibi he says is fine as long as he whispers it. So I'm going to say little deniability if he sees him in the dark or from far away. When Big Bird is in a large group of people, such as a courtroom, he likes to perform what he calls a special trick. To perform his special trick, Big Bird lays an egg on the floor and sits on it for about 15 minutes. Then the egg hatches and a human arm crawls out. Big Bird picks up the human arm and uses it to slap people in the face. Big Bird's special trick is disgusting and violent, and you should not do it in court. How would you discourage Big Bird from doing a special trick during the murder trial? I would have Big Bird sterilized by a veterinarian or car mechanic in order to ensure he couldn't lay eggs in court. I would tell Big Bird that everyone in the courtroom has already seen Gordon Ramsay do a similar trick on an episode of MasterChef. So if he does it, nobody will be impressed. I would tell Big Bird that he can make money if he sells his eggs on Craigslist, and he'd just be wasting time by doing a special trick for free. Big Bird's special trick actually sounds really impressive. I would let him go for it. Maybe it will make the jury stand up and cheer. I would say make him think he's being derivative. One of the Big Bird's most serious problems is that he can't tell the difference between himself and other birds. If he sees a regular-sized bird, like a pigeon or something, he points at it and says, "That's me, there I am." Then he will try to eat the smaller bird while mumbling, "It's me, I have to eat him." It's deeply unnerving to witnesses, and if some kind of bird flew past the window of the courtroom during his murder trial, he would definitely alienate the jury with his bizarre behavior. I forgot this was a trial, by the way. I just got so wrapped up in this. What steps would you take to ensure this does not happen? I would stand outside the courtroom with a tennis racket to swat away any birds that can get close to Big Bird. I would explain to Big Bird that he is the only big bird, and I would prove this by eating a family-sized bucket of KFC in front of him and showing him how when I eat the chicken, nothing bad happens to him because he is not other birds. If a bird gets into the courtroom, I will put a name tag on it that says, "Hello, my name is Reggie." So then when Big Bird sees a regular-sized bird, he'll say, I thought that bird was me, but it's Reggie." Big Bird is right. Those birds are Big Bird. Every bird is Big Bird. So I'm going to say eating KFC in front of him. Just a heads up. Every so often, Big Bird's eyes roll up. Just a heads up. Every so often, Big Bird's eyes will roll back into the back of his head and you'll scream. Today's lesson was brought to you by the number 8. And then a 50-foot marble statue of the number 8 will emerge from the ground, destroying everything in its path. There's no way of stopping this from happening. I'll make note of that. Okay, here we go. Oh, first of all, tags. Big Bird, birds, Cookie Monster, Elmo, Grover, monsters, murder, mutants. Wait a minute. Sesame Street, TV. Hey, nice job. According to this quiz, you'd be really good at teaching Big Bird to act appropriately in court during his upcoming murder trial. Obviously, there's nothing anyone can do to make Big Bird totally normal, but with you by his side, he's got a real shot to beat this murder rap. And that is all. And that is all, folks. That was really fun.